You're not a damn fool. I think I can posit that. When we come back from this last break, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about the totality of what is going on in our country right now at this particular moment here in America, and I would love to get your thoughts if you do that for me. My guest right now is George Will. The new book is The Conservative Sensibility. More with George Will in just a moment.
Hi, everybody. Sorry to distract you from the fascinating, horrible audio George Will interview, but I thought we'd do a little Dark Secret Place pre-show with my genuine San Francisco Seals dugout cap, like I'm a World War II B-17 mechanic. Yeah, fuck it. It's wool. By the way, they don't pay me to do this, but I love Ebbets Field flannels from Seattle. Like Ebbets Field, where the Dodgers used to play in New York. Ebbets Field flannels is terrific. I love their stuff. It's all authentic. Very authentic. Oh, the Cougars scored. I got Utah Wazoo on the top screen. Then I got Wyoming UNLV on the bottom screen. I'm looking for snowstorms. I want to see snowstorms. So tonight, I'm gonna give you the background on what's going on in Ukraine, and then also there was a significant event in Yemen today that the Houthi militia evidently had a significant defeat of the Saudis. They apparently have captured thousands of Saudi soldiers. They've certainly captured apparently hundreds of vehicles, but a tremendous setback for the Saudis in Yemen over the last 48 hours. And don't hold your breath for the Saudis to confirm this, but there's enough video that's come out that even though you'll see, media are going to say, well, we can't confirm that this is authentic. Well, I can tell you this. You can't fake the video that the Houthis have put up. So, it appears authentic to me. Yeah, so that rocket, that was not a test, right? It was just a mock-up, right, of the Mars rocket. I don't get this. Know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you, Kenny. Why do you say that? Everyone is loving the service they're getting from Gale Air Conditioning. We got great people working here, and we need more of them. You want me to hire some more technicians? Yes. Working at Gale Air Conditioning is a dream job. Well, thank you, Zach. Why do you say that? People take pride in working for a company that believes in doing it the right way, not the easy way. And they get tip-top pay and 13 paid days off each year, plus 7 paid holidays. New truck with built-in navigation that they get to drive home at night, and technical training and management training, and lots of opportunity for advancement. To apply, just text SADIE, SADIE, to 25,000. You're going to be really glad you came to work at Gale Air Conditioning. Just text SADIE, SADIE, to 25,000.
Did someone say something?
Keck Hospital of USC and USC Norris Cancer Hospital are proud to receive the U.S. News Best Hospitals Honor Roll Award. Ranked 16th in the nation, our renowned physicians use the latest technologies and treatment options to help you recover faster and get back to your everyday life. That's the Keck Effect at its best. Learn more by visiting keckmedicine.org or call 800 USC Care. Keck Medicine of USC, beyond exceptional medicine.
I think NCIS Los Angeles is the least realistic procedural police show, I believe, ever. Because like every fucking episode, LL Cool J and Robin, they're pulling M4 carbines out of their NCIS patrol car, and believe me, if a non-LAPD agency was running around, if a federal agency, the Naval Criminal Investigative Service, was running around LA, pulling out, getting in fucking rifle shootouts in the middle of LA or Santa Clarita, we'd be hearing about it. It's so stupid. I mean, kudos to them for getting 15 years of content on 4 different shows, NCIS Miami and all that shit. But
Suffering from KFI phone, the fear of missing out on more stimulating content. Get KFI on your phone, your smart speaker.
I would say adding chickens. Rhode Island Reds are some of our most consistent layers. I'll have to ask my daughter because we had all of our roosters except one killed back in February. We had 50 chicks from this one rooster, and I forgot what they are. But we also have Easter eggers, so ones that lay blue eggs. I mean, they know shit. They lay blue and green eggs, and they're still eggs. You know, they all taste the same. But Rhode Island Reds seem to be our most productive.
But I guess that this moment in American history may ring
Um,
the 1970s.
what are the others?
Parallels that you can draw. Are we in a moment which America will long remember?
So currently, so by the way, because the math works out, if you have 50 chicks, it's weird. You don't get 50% males, but we do have a lot of roosters. And when you start getting a bunch of roosters, a coyote came in and killed a coyote and a long-tailed desert weasel killed 4 or 5 roosters. And it turned out to be kind of a good deal because when we got down to one rooster, the chickens started laying eggs left and right. Because anyway, if you have too many roosters, you get, as they say, too many dicks on the dance floor. They just start bothering the hens. They just start, raping them all the time. They're just harassed constantly, and they don't lay. And so you got to get rid of them. And it was the last time we had a big rooster cull. It was my daughter's idea. She was the one who saw all of her favorite hens, getting molested. And she just said, they got to go. And we said, well, we can give them away. And she said, no, they're just going to kill them themselves. So she's the one who said, we gotta whack them and make chili out of them. So if anyone wants a rooster, we do have the one rooster that I would endorse giving away is a Easter egger rooster. And he came out, he looked like a penguin. He was black and white as a chick. And now he's grown into this like ghost gray, really, really good looking rooster. And as long as if you want Easter egger hens, if you want chicks that are Easter eggers, and I'll give them to anyone who wants them, because he will give you Easter eggers. But yeah, you can't go wrong with Rhode Island Reds. And it's really weird. We go to a Lancaster animal shelter and we rescue bantam. A lot of the chicken fighters, a lot of the cockfighters, in San Joaquin Valley and Antelope Valley, and that's huge. It's fucking huge. On Thursday nights and Friday nights and Saturday nights, I mean, it's huge. It's like a high school kegger, you know. But a lot of them, they fight bantams. They fight the smaller chickens because they are aggressive. They are aggressive as shit. And the bantam hens that we have, um, they'll go and sit on other people's eggs, and when you go in to get the eggs, man, they will mess you up. My right hand, because they not only they peck and pinch, and these are the hens, you know. And then also we have one bantam that looks like a roadrunner. I mean, she's got they're because they're smaller and they have longer tails. So she attracts male roadrunners onto her property, and they'll sit there and do the dance, you know, and try to seduce her, and she will fuck them up. It's amazing, but she attracts roadrunners. It's really funny. And then Lucille, our coyote hybrid, she will chase the roadrunners around, and roadrunners will stay on the ground until the absolute last second, and then they will fly. They're not flightless. Roadrunners can fly just fine. They just don't have to. But it is really funny watching a coyote chase a roadrunner. Oh, wait. I'm missing something really good.
Given the stances that you've taken over those 2.5 previous years.
I've lost some.
Oh wait, no, I'm not. Sorry, sorry about that. But yes, I think she and I are going to be having a rooster party. There's a type of food. This is how big cockfighting is in the Antelope Valley and the 805 and the 909. There is a type of food that's imported from Mexico, right? Called Don Roberto. And it's just purely rooster food. That's all it is. There is a giant rooster on the bag. It's all it is. It's not for hens. It is for roosters. And I bought it once for the hens. And all it is just really, really high energy corn and sorghum and shit like that. But, you know, these guys put a lot of money into their cocks, and they want to get food that, you know, makes them energetic and aggressive and the whole thing. But anyway, it's called Don Roberto. And there you go. But I highly recommend, you know, if you have room, if you have a backyard, you know, honestly, 2 or 3 hens is not an issue. And if you have 2 or 3 or 4 hens and no rooster, you'll get, you know, you should get minimum 2 eggs a day. And just take all your kitchen scraps out there, and you're good. But I can't eat regular eggs now. It was funny because my daughter and I have a ritual for Saturday morning when we go up to Tehachapi, and we go to a restaurant there or Denny's. And I had scrambled eggs. I couldn't eat one bite. It was weird. Um. So yeah, we're talking about the Houthis, talking about Ukraine. Well, Carter didn't remove the Shah. Yeah,
Let him pay for it then.
Carter. Carter was a bit of a hypocrite and a fuck up. That's why when he dies, I'm going to be silent. I will not have anything to say about the guy. But he would point his finger at the little human rights abusers like Anastasio Somoza in Nicaragua. But meanwhile, he was he was getting butt humped by the Shah. And it's a myth that the CIA didn't see the Iranian Revolution coming. There were plenty of warning signs, and they were saying that, you know, the Shah is sitting on a pretty, you know, delicate throne, and The Shah was, people forget that during the Cold War, the Shah, the Shah was key. He was a significant ally in the Cold War. The things that we were able to do in Tehran and all that in Iran. And there was, but and this is also left out. The KGB had significant involvement in the Iranian Revolution. The idea that you take an American ally. I mean, remember Iran used to border the old Soviet Union, right? It was a key ally, listening post, all that. And the CIA knew this, and Carter did fucking nothing about it. He didn't even call the Shah and say, "Hey, listen, dude, you got a revolution. It's coming. You better do something about this." He ignored it, and so we lost in 1979. At the height of the Cold War, right before the Russians invade Afghanistan in December of '79, we lose, a key outpost in the Mideast because of Carter. So fuck him. Building houses and the Habitat for Humanity at the age of 90, roofing houses, all that shit. That guy it's really hard to come up with a worse 4-year foreign policy record. He loses the Panama Canal, doesn't negotiate a way for us to keep control over it. So Panama Canal, no longer ours. At one point, predictably, this crazy dictator takes over Panama. And yeah, was he a CIA asset? Sure, but he was still crazy. And we didn't run the canal zone anymore. And then loses Iran. It's really hard to beat Jimmy Carter's 4-year record of disaster. And not tactical disaster. Like, okay, you get Noriega for a couple of years and then you remove him. There was no strategic downside. There was a temporary bad scene. Carter strategically fucked up the Middle East by having the Shah, without any American support, have to flee and turning that country over to crazy people. And then of course, the Russians invade Afghanistan. So Reagan was playing with, one arm tied behind his back, without having Iran. Woo! All right. So if anyone's wondering, yeah, I started in June. I was 255, and I'm now down to 219. And but I'm working out. I'm lifting and still dieting. So I'm building muscle, and I'm still just doing the eat one day a week thing. There is a disruptive thing that Tim Ferriss, the guy who wrote 4-Hour Work Week and and all that, there's a principle that I use that he has, and it's that if you're doing like what I'm doing,
Dark secret play.
that your body gets used to less food. Like my stomach is shrank, right? And my body's actually used to just eating once a day. So if you fool it on the weekends, if you pick one day, Saturday or Sunday, and you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you fool your body. And that way, when you go back to the next 6 days of eating once a day, you're burning a lot of energy. So, all right, I have to do radio, so I will talk to you on Twitter.